To create the drawing file for figure P4-41, first we have to create the 3D model, keeping in mind that there is a countersink on the back side. The next thing to do is just go to New, and we're going to select ANSI millimeter IDW. And then on this new sheet, we're going to start with the base view. And my base view, this looks like a good base view to start with. That's the one that I'm going to use. I got to make sure that everything is saved before I can do this. So there is my base view, and I'm also going to include an isometric up here just so that I've got all the information that I need. Now I want to create a section view, so I'm going to click Section and then click the front. And now I can line it up on the center circles and just draw a line straight through those center circles, right click and say Continue. Drag this out to the side and hit Create, and it'll go ahead and create those views. Now this section line cuts the whole way through. While there isn't necessarily anything wrong with that, that's not what I prefer, so I'm going to right click on that and uncheck Show Entire Line. Now I can go to my Annotate tab and come over here to my center lines, and I can put in center lines for the things that need center lines. In this case, I'm going to go ahead and just select the circles to put center lines in. If I wanted to put center lines in over here for these, I would just do center line bisector. That would allow me to pick two lines, and it would automatically draw a center line between those two lines. In the case of this one, it's going to draw it a little bit short, but I can click on it and I can drag that out just a little bit so that it shows up the way that it's supposed to show up. Next, I want to begin dimensioning. So I'll dimension the overall size, which is going to be 90. I want to dimension from here to here, which is 30. From here to here, which is also 30. I need to dimension some thicknesses. This dimension from here to here is 20. The overall should be 35. Distance between here and here is 20. Now I can go ahead and put in the text that says all around, or I can add additional dimensions to show that it is all around. And I also want to put in this 10 right here. And both of those indicate that it is all around. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to double click on this and add the text all around. And I can have that in all caps, or I can go ahead and leave it in lowercase. I want to do the same thing here. That is 10 all around. And just so that it looks a little bit neater, I'm going to move it to the other side. So now, effectively speaking, I've got all the information I need except for the information on these three holes. I've got where they're located, but I don't have the size of them. So I'm going to go to Hole and Thread Note, and I'm going to select this one right here, and it says diameter 13 through. I'm going to double click that and add 2 holes. And I'll say OK to that. Next, I'm going to go back to Hole and Thread Note, and I'm going to grab this middle hole, and it's going to give me the full call out for that one, which includes the countersink and the angle of the countersink, just in case you may not have actually used the hole command. You will not get that call out, so make sure that you go through and use that command. I want this view to be shaded. This view is there for reference purposes only, so I'm going to go ahead and have that view be shaded. Now, that doesn't really give me a whole lot of description as to what the piece actually looks like, so rather than having that there, I'm going to go ahead and delete it and go back to New Base View. And instead of picking one of the default views, I'm going to pick this button right here, and I'm just going to slightly manipulate this view so that I can see it a little bit better, and then hit Finish Custom View. Again, make sure I turn on my shading, and then I'll drop that in place. This is everything that we need on the drawing file. Just a quick double check to make sure that I'm not missing any dimensions. No information is missing at all. And once I've determined that, then I can go ahead up here to the eye, and I'm going to come down here to export PDF. And then I'm just going to save this PDF file to my desktop, hit save, and what that's going to do is it's going to produce a PDF file of this drawing. Now that's separate from the drawing, so you're going to want to make sure that you also save the drawing, but the PDF file, which is currently being created, is what you're actually going to be submitting. You'll know that the PDF file came out correctly when a separate window, which is Adobe Acrobat Reader or Professional, comes up showing you exactly what you have. Now it may appear that the text is small, but this is a C-sized sheet, so don't worry about the text appearing to be small. Submit this file, and then that's it for this assignment. Make sure that you go through and read Chapter 4 to get a much better understanding of drawings and all the different options that you have.